Hello, wherever you are today. I hope you're doing well. I'm Sarah Keene, and I am here to bring you your May energy update. I have a few themes that are popping up pretty big for this month to share with you. I also have a couple of announcements of events and workshops that are coming up, and I have some important dates to talk to you about as well that are really highlighting that we want to pay attention to for this month. So stick around. Let's dive deeper into that. Okay, gang. Wow, it was an unstoppable month of momentum last month, and it felt as though we were kind of getting squeezed up to this focal point toward the end of last month and then the very beginning of this month. I feel like there's been so much intensity, so that I couldn't even pull this together for the last couple of days. So I wanted to get it earlier out, but here we are in real life. We have a couple of themes that are coming up around accessing your new voice and expressing yourself in a new way. Um, and then also integrating these things, integrating our new way of being into our body, integrating our body with the energies of the world. If you haven't noticed, you probably have because you're sensitive to energy like me if you're listening to this message. And I have felt like the energy has been so intense in this last week or two that it almost feels like the world is going 100 miles an hour, but my body's only going 80. And I'm like, okay, I don't, I'm noticing I'm a little clumsier than I normally am. I noticed that my body is not, when I go outside, I'm like, what is happening? Like, is this actually real Earth? Like, I don't feel like I'm in it or enmeshed in the energies around me, and the energies feel too fast. So that means that my body and the energy around me is not moving at the same pace. And that means that I need to pay attention to how I move and be in the world so that I don't have an accident or I don't have, I don't cause a problem for myself. So this is why we want to pay attention to integrating and moving things through our body. Oh, and I have a little helper helping me right now. So check in with yourself. In May, it is really time to look at pieces of our plan. So at the beginning of the year, you probably thought all these things that you wanted to do. And this month is a month for us to check in with ourselves. In April, with all the momentum that we were feeling, there were a couple of notches where it almost felt like huge momentum, then pause, huge momentum, then pause. And I was like, what is the pause for? Like, I thought I knew what I was doing. But what you'll think or what you'll notice is that these pauses, the spirit world has said, are perfect times for making modifications, taking assessments, paying attention to how are we doing things, what parts of our plan are a go and what parts of our plan are a no. Okay, so it's time for us to take a look at what we're doing and what we thought we wanted to do and what pieces feel right now. When you dreamed up your plan, you were operating at a particular level. Now you're here in May, and so you're at a slightly higher level or a different level than you were before. Are you noticing that there's different ideas coming in? How so? How do you want to shift? Okay. So as we continue to move forward, we are upgrading our system, we're upgrading our body, upgrading our psychic gifts. And so we want to upgrade our plans as well. So pay attention to that this month. Next, it's time to take your own self-development and transformation seriously. If you've been slacking off, if you were just exhausted at it and you were like, oh, I got to put it on hold, it's time again to pick back up the tools and to start working again on it. Even if you're just doing like little things to keep yourself moving forward, it's easier for the spirit world to make little corrections from a moving while you're moving forward than if you're in a stopped position. So don't let the universe do like the little magic trick where it pulls the tablecloth out from underneath all the dishes on the table. That's never a fun plan. Don't wait for life or other people to make you comfortable before you move forward. We need to learn how to be comfortable, and in that modification is done inside of us emotionally, spiritually, physically. We move forward. Okay. So pay attention to um, how you are working through your transformational development. Um, this is a time for you um, to get back into motion with it, you know. While you're doing that, you're going to want to pay attention to the tools that you are using. Are the tools that you are leveraging forward with the right tools for you? Do you need to refine those tools? Do you need to practice them? Do you need to modify them? Let's start to notice how you are feeling about those tools. Are you using them with confidence and competence? If not, take some steps, take a class, read a book, do something to feel like you get it from the inside out. And sometimes it just takes practice, right? Like there's just no other way. We just have to learn and while we're doing. So right now you are being asked once again to connect back in with your authentic expression. This month, this means our emotions. What is the emotional expression that we are feeling? How do we feel about ourselves? How are we understanding ourselves? We want to get comfortable again with how we are expressing and moving forward and interacting with people. This is a big time for us. It's the doing part. This month is very much about doing. Sometimes months are about planning and thinking and plotting and scheming and the magic of the mind. This month is about how am I doing? And it doesn't have to be at 100 miles an hour. I would not recommend that actually. I would say go at it slow so that you have time to shift and modify if you need to. Okay. We are moving forward in such an active planetary year that it is important for us, and especially this month, to play. If you're taking yourself very serious, it's time to play. How are you playful? How are you partaking in play? How are you integrating your spirit in your physical body? Because now it's upgraded. Now it's in a new way. You leveled up in these last few months. How are you able to walk the walk and play the play? As you find that new way of expressing yourself, you want to feel comfortable with it. And so that's what this month is about. Now that self-expression could be, or the playful things that you're doing to get comfortable in your new self-expression could be as simple and cheap as singing louder in the shower or dancing in the kitchen while you're cooking, while no one's looking. You could even just change how you're dressing. That represents a little bit more of who you feel like you are. You know, sometimes sprucing up with like a new shirt or a haircut or something like that really shifts how we feel about ourselves. And then we feel more ourselves than we did before. And this happens when we upgrade ourselves and our operating systems. We need to start to match it on the outside and the inside. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money here. Okay. This might even just be like expressing yourself and being a silly stand-up comedian to your teenagers in the house. Good luck on that one. But you just kind of start to understand how you can express your spirit and the new you in little ways. That is part of your toolbox, right? Your humor, your intuition, your resourcefulness. All of these things are tools that you have that you've been building for lifetimes, friends. And now you are learning how to bring them out and access them readily available. We want to feel like our tools are readily available now. That's what we want to make sure that we can feel comfortable and confident with. That's why the practice and the playing is so important this month, gang. They're really, really hitting that home, okay? And I really want to say the guides really want for you to connect with that playful aspect of yourself while you are emerging into the next version of yourself. Your frequency, when it is higher, when you're playful, when you're in a state of joy, you are creating at a higher frequency and you are grounding that higher frequency into the earth's grid work. That helps not just you, but it helps everybody. There is a ripple out effect when you connect into your own playfulness. Okay. One of the reasons why we also want to connect with a higher frequency is this whole year is about learning how to connect with our higher self and to operate with a more integrated way of being. Imagine that you could, imagine that you could, instead of just recognizing like this body is myself, imagine that you could feel and operate from my spirit, my energy out here, and my body and my mind is myself. And imagine that you could walk and move and think from all of those things at one time. That is how we are accessing our higher self or accessing the Christ consciousness. We are being our light body while we are incarnated. So this whole year is about learning how to do that. And this month of May is really working in the play part of integrating, connecting with the higher energy and, um, and allowing yourself to upgrade your operating systems. That's what when I feel into it, that's what it feels like. Okay, powerful dates, friends. Powerful dates are a couple of them already passed, the 4th and the 5th. I just want to make a note of this. I know because I'm running a little bit late, those days already passed, but I want you to pay attention. Make a note right now while you're listening to this. Those dates, whatever you put into motion on those dates, pay attention because that is going to start to move into your life. It's like the way that they show me this is like whatever you got going, whatever you put into motion on those dates, there is a deep undercurrent that ripples through you, the embodiment of who you are that moves you through this year. So those were very important dates. Make a little note what things happened in or around you, what thoughts you had. Maybe the thing you put into motion was just a new way of thinking, or maybe you did something physically. Okay. The 10th and 11th feel very important around emotions. Okay, friends. The emotions that you are having around this time, if you are bottling up something, find a way to move it through your body so that you are no longer holding tight to it. The constricted, holding tight. You know how it is when you're like just holding it together because you're feeling super emotional. They're saying, don't do that, please. We want you to work those pent up emotions through your body in a healthy way. We're going to learn how to be healthier, moving our emotions through our body and not holding on to them so tight that they then create a frequency in our body that creates an illness. The 14th and the 21st kind of come up on my energy map a little bit. But they're like a small blip. They're not as big as these other days that I'm mentioning. But it feels like whatever we want to take note of what's happening in our life, especially around the 14th, because it feels like there's like a bigger reveal later on in the month or There's a couple of things that it feels like I feel like there's a bigger reveal with it in June, actually. And then I also feel like there's something that then like follows through with it in September. So we're going to notice that there are something around that date pops back up in some way in those months, a theme, a way of being, something you did. This might even be the greater outside world. The 28th, friends, this is a really strong day for me. When the spirit world shows me this day, they show me like a real sense of seriousness. And it feels almost like things feel like inundating around me. Like I feel like I'm in the eye of the hurricane. I have a very serious uh feeling. I'm very disgruntled. Things kind of feel dark and and there's confusion. There's a lot that I don't know or that isn't revealed around me. And everything feels like very much like pressure around me. And what the guides are saying about that time frame, um, and you can see how my guides work with me with feeling and sensing, right? Those are my feelings and my sensing. The guides use those to bring through messages for me. And they say that whatever is happening during that time frame, they're saying understand that that is a key, like a key thoroughfare. I see it like a keyway. Like if I'm looking at a keyhole and I'm moving through the keyhole, it feels like we can't take all of that confusion and kind of feeling with us. So understand that there are, like the affairs of the world also don't reflect the truth of who you are because you're a spirit and you are bigger and more expansive than just this planet. They're saying to remember to act from the higher good of all mankind when and with your thoughts around that time frame. Connect with what is the thoughts that you would wish for mankind to have, and to try to fill your mind with that instead of the other stuff that might feel a little tight or constrictive around you. Okay, so if you noticed the theme there, a lot of that had to do with emotions, and a lot of it had to do with not bottling it up, but moving it through. Okay. So those are really important parts of what we're doing this month. Now, here is for, if you're still with me, thank you for being with me. I have a few announcements about things that are coming up this month. I'm super excited to work with two of my dear friends, Sarah Shook and Karen Glass, to bring a class together to connect us back to our soul's ascension plan. So with so many things going on around us and so much upgrading and shifting again and recalibrating. Sometimes we feel like we lose touch with what we're doing or what we're supposed to be doing. And maybe we don't even know what our soul's plan is. But this workshop that we are working together to bring you, a 3-day event, the 29th, 30th, and 31st, we are going to connect you back with those plans. You are going to be able to learn a deeper way of being and understanding your soul's ascension plan. We are going to do some group readings. We are going to do hypnosis to connect with your soul and to connect with that plan. We're going to hear channeled messages from guides and angels about this process and walk through processes. We are going to get led through integrative processes that help us to clear obstacles, that help us connect with our higher timelines, our soul, our ascension plan. Friends, you are going to be so nourished and nurtured in this 3-day workshop. I hope that you'll go to my website, or you will look for the links in the information underneath this video. But check these out and join us, please, because it's perfect for helping you move forward and to integrate all of the pieces and parts that you have walked through already. I'm also super excited to bring back this summer my development circles. So I'm going to have 2 development circles, the trance and with art and writing, and also intuition and psychic development. And those two classes are going to be both June and July. You can sign up for just June or July or both. We are going to be working and learning how to feel more comfortable and confident with our tools, with our spiritual tools, and learn how to interpret all of our guidance from guides. In the trance and writing class, you could use that, or art and writing class, you can use that to connect with any kind of creative medium. It could even be music or uh, it's just about connecting to your infinite creativity and learning how that subtle energy, paying attention to your guides when you're accessing that creativity and being guided and led in a very helpful, nourishing, loving, kind, gentle way, and really expanding your ability to be able to do that. So that's an awesome class. We had so much fun last time when we did it last year. And then the intuition and development, or intuition and psychic development, you're going to be working with partners sometimes. We're going to be learning deeper about how the symbols and signs and ways that the guides work through our senses. We're going to practice that with each other so that we can be more comfortable and confident and competent in using our intuition. And I got to tell you, friends, your guides have been talking to you all this time. You have been noticing and paying attention sometimes more than other times, but now you get to learn more intentionally to do it. Okay. So let's all work together. We are walking each other home on this path. And this month, all about integrating and getting comfortable with our tools and feeling good in our body. Okay. Sending you so much love. I hope to see you soon.